Hello, everyone, and welcome to Planet Wakiza as well as World of Money. I am Sabrina Lamb, the founder and the CEO of World of Money, as well as the founder and CEO of Wakiza, which means save and invest in Swahili. I'm very excited to share with you a new innovative partnership as well that's going to elevate and expand the opportunities for children to learn on our new X campus. Without further ado, I'm bringing to the stage Miss Bianca J. Jackson. She's an innovations officer at Innovations
Factory. So I'm a fractional
Factory.
innovation
There's
officer
a
there.
lot of innovations and a lot of innovations factory. Thank you for being innovative and dropping that correction in there. But welcome. I'm so glad that you're here and I'm so glad to share this really important news. But first,
Yeah.
let's learn a little bit about you, Miss
Yeah.
Jackson, MBA Miss Jackson, and your professional journey that has embraced technology and innovation.
No, I mean, thank you for the very warm welcome, right? And so it's so funny because I literally had this conversation yesterday. My journey in tech started when I was 10, right? And so I'm always, when I have opportunities like this, to like really encourage parents, teachers, educators, anybody in educational leadership to really pour into children's weird and quirky interests, even if you don't understand it, right? And so at the time that I was growing up, computers weren't in everyone's homes. Like everyone didn't have broadband, and they had dial up if they had that, right? And like do with AOL. And so my parents, very blue collar family, right? My dad was a janitor at that time. My mom worked in a retail store and eventually became a homemaker. And so I'm pretty sure when I came to them at 10 years old saying I want a computer, they're like, I think I know what it is. Like, let's figure out how to get you one. And so the very first one that I had was like a little VTech. I don't even remember the numbers that came after, like 900 or something. But like I learned a whole bunch of like useless trivia, but it didn't matter to me because I was excited, right? I was like, this is my first computer. And that excitement and curiosity for this new machine that a lot of people didn't have in my neighborhood, because I grew up in a segregated neighborhood of North Philadelphia in the 90s. And so I had this thing. It went everywhere with me. And so when you think about like Snoopy and Linus, right, with the little blanket, like that was me with my computer. And so that was literally the start of it. By middle school, I was typing on typewriters, playing Carmen San Diego. By high school, I was coding in Pascal. I feel like really old as I'm saying that, but like it started. They started these schools and these programs and these initiatives started to like really train my mind in like if then else logic and like philosophy, like if then that, like just a whole bunch of stuff. And so by the time I made it to college in Drexel University, I had already had the brain for, I guess you could say, computer science, but I didn't want to be a programmer, right? Like I was like, all right, what can I do where I don't have to program? Because you always have to learn something new. And I said, well, let me look at this new major, which was information systems. So information systems is the cross between business and computer science, right? So I'm able to talk to the business people and I'm able to talk to the tech people. And so it made for a really interesting major, but then also it set me up on a path of success where now, because my brain works like an episode of Family Guy, that I'm able to take inspirations from different places. And I like to say that while I'm not like a typical artist, I am when it comes with using computers and programs, right? So I'm able to take different things, pull it together, mash it up, and then make something really beautiful out of it. And that literally has been my journey, right? So curiosity, exploration, imagination. I like to say that a lot of the work that we do, at my startup, Brick Rose Exchange, and I'm also a fractional innovations officer with the Innovations Factory. I know that's a mouthful, but like my brain or the work that we do kind of is like Pixar, right? Like people come with an idea, we reimagine it, we make it beautiful, we make it wonderful. And that's kind of like the approach that I've taken to my tech career. And so along the way, I worked for some pretty big name Fortune 500 companies in the Washington, D.C. area. I'm in Baltimore right now. And in my last corporate role, I was managing a team as a project manager for USA Today, where we built a project that won a Pulitzer Prize, right? And so, it's so funny because when we started on that project, we just never imagined that it would. Like, our only goal was to provide information so that people can make smart decisions on whether or not they were going to fund or not fund the border wall. And that was our goal, our objective. We did something amazing that really helped the company win that Pulitzer Prize. And so, what do you do after you win a Pulitzer Prize? You leave your job, right? And then you go start your own thing. And that's exactly what I
That's
did.
what I did. I don't know about anybody else. Go ahead.
So it's been about 7 years now. There was actually a photo that popped up in my Google memories of when I left my job, and it compared it to a photo that I took yesterday. And I was like, it's been a really interesting journey over the last 7 years. So that's pretty much been the beginning of my tech journey before I started the startup. After I started the startup, we've won awards and recognitions from like American Express, Comcast, Meta itself, Fiverr. The list just kind of goes on for our commitment to not just innovation, but to like social impact and community improvement, right? And so I'm excited to talk today about even the X Campus and its impact that it's going to have on your learners, it's going to have on your parents. And so this is the stuff that I live for, right? Like, how do we take technology and really turn it into something that's for societal good? And so I'm always looking for that angle. Like, all right, so yeah, we can do something with tech, we can make a lot of money with it, but like, how are we really changing lives? And so I'm excited for the literacy, the financial literacy that the students will get here. And I'm pretty sure some of the parents are going to be hanging out in the background, like, all right, let move the avatar that way, right? And so I'm just really excited about the exploration and the curiosity and the imagination that's going to happen in this space.
And we're going to get into that. Before we do,
Yeah,
what about technology? I heard your journey in
yeah.
terms of being, captivated, obsessed with a computer,
Hmm.
and maybe your nuclear and extended family community didn't understand what's a computer or what is it about. But what do you think? What is it about technology, computers, etc., that attract children and actually adults? I remember seeing an interview with the person that kind of created the early iPhones and Androids, and they understand why most of us are, watching our phones all the time, why that red button shows up and we are obsessed with clicking that red button to see who contacted us.
Yeah.
What is it about our own psychology and how we are constructed as human beings that makes us obsessed with technology, even if we don't decide to major, for example, in computer science?
That is such a great question. And the simple answer, and I know a lot of people are going to look at me crazy when I say this, the simple answer is human connection, right? Because a lot of times people will say, well, oh my God, the kids are so stuck behind computers, they don't have any social skills. They got a ton of social skills. It just looks different, right? And so I think even just looking at the pandemic, you can see the point that I'm about to make, which is people always look for human connection, no matter where it is, in person, virtually, online. And when the pandemic happened, and which I really love about the resilience of children and young people, is like the pandemic, like, yeah, it was a big deal, but not really, right? Because they were still able to hang out with their friends. They were still able to play the video games. They were playing Minecraft, Fortnite, Call of Duty, NBA 2K, like, and they were still talking with their headsets, talking in the chat, texting about just different stuff. And so for me, it's about human connection and also creativity and inspiration. For those who find themselves or see themselves as creators and as innovators, they can, if you don't have the technical skill to draw or to paint, they can use computers to create what's ever in their minds. And so that's how I look at myself as an artist, because I don't know why I didn't kind of like go down that path. Like, I was drawing stick figures and just kind of stopped there. Like, I really didn't push it. But when the computer came around, I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Right. Like, and then I wanted to put in more information and see what else it was going to spit out. And so between human connection and creativity, I think that's why a lot of people navigate towards it. And also, you're able to do things way faster with computers. And so we've even seen that over the last couple of years with AI, right? And so now, quote unquote, adults are connected to their phones and their computers, and they can't leave it up because they're, interacting with Chat GPT and Gemini and Bar, just all the tools that are out there. So I just think that, those are the reasons why people gravitate to tech.
Interesting. We're here with Bianca J. Jackson, who's the MBA Innovations Officer at Innovations Factory. I love technology. I don't think, in fact, I know that World of Money and Waukeeza would not have the reach that it does, the opportunity to serve more, whether that's children and adults, but for technology. Technology enables you to keep going beyond whatever those challenges are, to reach and to connect with others. So let's pivot and let's go into that announcement. How are we, our respective companies, collaborating?
Yeah, so like I shared before, I'm a fractional innovations officer with the Innovations Factory, right? And so
And for people who don't know, what does that mean, fractional?
yeah, fractional, like, so me and Dr. Bruce are really close. Dr. Bruce is the CEO of the Innovations Factory. And so we've been working on this project together. And so he came to me with the idea of turning his Zoom program that he was doing during the pandemic into something that was way more scalable, that was way more engaging for the students. And then we came up with this idea of creating a digital campus, right? So the digital campus is gorgeous. It is futuristic. It's in the middle of like a mystical forest or whatever. And so my primary portion of that project was literally sitting with him and getting him to do a brain dump of like how the program works on Zoom and then how it could potentially work in virtual reality. So I wrote up the requirements for it. We worked with a developer who helped us like pull it all together, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And so now I've come on as a partner of Dr. Bruce to like really sell the campus and the experience and just getting people to understand like what could happen here. And so that's what that means. The X Campus is wonderful. Like, I'm not just saying that because I was intimately involved in it. Like, this is probably the best piece of work that I've seen anybody create over the last couple of years, especially when it comes to, I would say, uh, learners, right? And I don't want to say young learners because I think that what we've seen is young and old people just enjoy it. People enjoy virtual reality. People enjoy creating something that looks like them, digital representation, um, cultural relevance, and stuff like that. But beyond just looking beautiful and like being an example of representation, I think the other thing is we're able to upskill, we're able to see mastery and comprehension way faster in areas when it comes to just learning about digital literacy, right? And so being able to be in an environment where you don't have the harsh feeling of like kind of like what we're doing right now, like being seen by video. You have a lot of people who have social anxiety, right? And so even in person and even on platforms like this. So being able to create an avatar of yourself, go into the world, feel like you're a part of the party with everybody, but you don't have that anxiety. And so you feel like you can interact more. You can ask questions without the fear of feeling foolish or like, I don't want to ask a question because I don't want people to see me. Like you can hide behind the avatar, which I think is great, but then also empowering at the same time, right? And so I look forward to people experiencing it, people experiencing you guys and your team through that platform, and also just the ease of use on you guys, like for a capacity standpoint. So I'm just excited about a lot of stuff, basically.
And I am too.
Yeah.
Could you share with our audience what the X Campus is a little bit looks like?
Yeah, let me see if so I'm gonna present, share my screen, and so can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is actually the third floor of the X campus. And so, like I said, it's futuristic. It's a digital campus that's literally inside of a mystical forest. There's images that we can put in here. There's videos we can put in here. You can even like sit down. This is a custom build on the spatial platform. And so you can't get this build anywhere, just anywhere. You have to get it from us or get access to it. But like, I'm really excited for the students, and like I said, the parents that will be able to like just come in, walk around, interact, even just get their avatar of the wave, right? And so during the pandemic, before the X Campus came, we were running different types of events and experiences, just kind of testing out how people would interact in the environment. And I can assure you, young and old lose their minds, but in a good way, right? Like, we've had people try to stand on buildings, try to flip off of stuff. I had one guy who was a gamer. He was like, I'm trying to figure out all the ways I can kill myself. Like, it was just really interesting, right? And then you can come in as a human if you want to. You can come in as like a teddy bear. You can come in as a Roman god. Like, it just really depends on how you see yourself or how you want to portray yourself in this environment. And I think that's the thing that is just really unique and different than going to a live event. Like, if you showed up in a Roman god costume, people are probably going to call 911, like something's wrong with you, right? But here is welcome, right? And so if that day you feel like a clown, you can come in here and look like a clown, and no one's going to look at you any differently. And so I love, like I said, I love this campus. And it's not just because I was intimately a part of it. Like, it has 3 floors. There's an outside area. Let me see if I restart. If it'll take me, yeah, it'll take me back to the beginning where we logged in at. And actually, you guys didn't get a chance to see, but you'll see in just a second. But this campus is like gorgeous, right? So those are 2 random avatars that are just kind of hanging out there. But this is the beginning of the campus. Like, you walk up the steps, and then you can kind of see. I'm gonna do a quick pan around, but it's gorgeous. The idea here, or at least I like to explain it, is if you live in an urban environment, to be able to come somewhere where you see nothing but trees is kind of like refreshing. It's different. It helps relax you. And so imagine if all school or learning programs were like that, where when you showed up, you just got your anxiety level drop, your anxious level, like you just got calmer, basically. And so I love that for many. I love this campus for many different reasons.
Can the avatars talk to one another? How do they communicate with one another?
Absolutely. So, like, just like we're talking on video here, you can turn on your mic in the campus and talk to people. There's also a chat window down here. Not sure if you can see it, but like in this area, you can type there if you don't want to chat. But there's many different ways to interact with each other, and also being able to mimic real life interactions. So you have spatial audio settings that you can turn on and off if you want everybody to hear everything. If you don't want everybody to hear everything, you just want private conversations based on like how close you are to somebody, that can happen too. So there's a ton of features basically what could happen.
Bianca, I am so excited about this opportunity, and I can just see how our students, not only here in the United States, but in other countries, particularly on the continent of Africa, are already excited about this opportunity and providing them a new opportunity to learn and to express themselves, no matter if they're shy or not. They can express themselves through the avatar, as well as while they are receiving financial education. During our partnership this year in July, they're going to focus on creating their own businesses and engaging with the World of Money curriculum that is embedded in X Campus. So obviously, want to spread the word. What other partnerships are you looking for? What other organizations, schools, governments, NASA, who?
All of the above, but more specifically for the X Campus, we're looking for partners who care about young people. And I mean young people as in like high school age, even like college age. And I would say even up to about like 29, like young people who are trying to figure out financial literacy, specifically through you guys in our partnership, but like even more expansively, anyone hosting like entrepreneur support programs in a way. The campus was built to help people build ideas into actual businesses, right? And so digital, or I should say financial literacy, is definitely a cornerstone of that. But anyone working on they're running their own programs and would want to have like an event to kind of try out in virtual reality, this is for them. For someone looking to bring their students or young learners together for entrepreneurial, like building businesses, this is for them. For foundations, funders, sponsors of like trying to have their money, I would say impact funding or impact. I wouldn't say investing because it's not VC focused. Like we don't focus on that, but anyone who wants to put money into programs like that, right? And they want to find new and exciting ways to bring it together. And so I'm just really excited. This is the most public thing that we've done with the X Campus so far. We've been having a lot of private meetings since January. So congratulations, the world. Welcome to the X Campus. But I'm just really excited about that. I think that there's a lot that can be done. I've seen a lot of people do programs on Zoom when it comes to entrepreneurial support, but like just finding new and exciting ways to engage people. Like I've been on those programs and I've sat for hours behind Zoom and I'm like, oh my God, like there has to be another way, right? And I feel like this is the first step in that direction for anyone who wants to be like first in their industry. They want to be innovative. We've already tested it out. We've run like almost like 15 different demos. And we have the team behind it to help run events and run programs in the environment. And so if you're definitely interested, definitely send me a message, send Dr. Bruce Dunham's a message at the Innovations Factory. But we're just trying to make sure that we have an environment and we have programs that really are going to talk to the young people and the young people and young people who are building businesses in a way that meets them where they are. Like we already know that they spend God knows how many hours playing video games, right? And so why not capitalize on that and, meet them where they are and give them environments where it's comfortable. They already know how to move around. It's really funny because most of the students that come on here have never been here, but they know how to move around. Like give them a minute, they'll figure it out. It's kind of like a baby knowing how to like operate your iPhone, which is crazy, right? But they get in here, they love it. We've done a lot of like beta testing with high school students and with college students, and everyone just rave reviews, right? Of course, there's always things that we can learn and iterate and improve. And so we're continuing to do that. But I'm just really excited about more people getting to experience the X Campus, especially through World of Money.
I am. Did you just see me do my cartwheel? I'll have my avatar do my cartwheel.
Okay, very good, very good.
But thank you so much. Specifically, where can people reach you and Dr. Bruce as well? Give us an email, give us a website, LinkedIn. How can people reach out?
The website is definitely Innovations Factory. Please go there, sign up. I think the contact form is there, or you can even send me a personal message here on LinkedIn or any other platform that you might be able to find me, and then I'll get you over to Dr. Bruce. But I just really want to press upon anybody. We need to find new ways to engage young people. And we can't just say that they don't want to learn and they don't want to be in your program and they're not doing the homework. It's like you're not providing anything engaging, right? And so find a way to engage them so that you can get the outcomes that you need. And we're just one of the ways to do it.
Love, #love it. Okay. We've been joined by Innovations Officer at the Innovations Factory, Bianca J. Jackson, who's an MBA. And thank you so much for this opportunity to partner and to serve, to encourage, to empower our children. Thank you so much for joining us here at Planet Wakiza. You can reach us at wakiza.com as well as worldofmoney.org. Thank you so much.
Thanks.